Hi, everybody. My name is Marc Ballon. Hi, everybody. My name is Marc Ballon, and I am the senior writer for the Viterbi School. So I know many of you already. I've written about you. And I also teach a Writing 340 class, the Advanced Writing for Engineers. And I'm here today to speak on behalf of Elisabeth Arnold Weiss, my mentor, and I'm sure many of you know her, about something that we created called the Engineering in Society Program Framework for Community Group Projects. And Elisabeth couldn't be here today. She's at an ASWE conference in Las Vegas, so I'm speaking on her behalf. So before I tell you about the project that we're doing, let me give you a quick overview about the Engineering in Society program. The Engineering in Society program is an outgrowth of the Engineering Writing program. And a key part of that is the Writing 340 class, the Advanced Writing class. What we try to do in Engineering Society program is infuse ethics and humanities in engineering so that engineering students can understand the connection between what they do and the difference they can make in the world. So it's useful and purposeful technology, for example, human-centric. As Dean Yortos is fond of saying, we're trying to change the conversation about engineering, who we are, what we look like, and what we do. And we're also trying to create trustworthy engineers, not just people with technical competence. And as an example of some of the initiatives we have in the Engineering in Society program, we encourage engineering students to actually create podcasts together. We have engineering students going to the local 6 through 12 schools in the area and give presentations on engineering related topics to try to stimulate interest in STEM. One of the important hallmarks of several of these classes are the community projects. And these are really important because we're trying to give students, our students, hands-on experience with engineering, to take the technical concepts and put them into action, just as you are all trying to do. And we've had 100 such projects in more than 20 years. Let me tell you about one that I've done. In Mozambique, there's an issue with AIDS. It's stigmatized, and AIDS orphans are shunned. So there's a group in Beverly Hills that is a nonprofit that is creating a village for AIDS orphans. My students designed a library, came up with an idea for curating books and keeping it running. And even though the village hasn't been created yet, it is a great template for something in the future. But all these projects are disparate. What Elisabeth has done is created ATLAS, which is a project, an innovative framework for principled community engagement. And let me tell you about that real quick. ATLAS, Advancing Technology, Leadership, and Access through Service. The principles are people, not PowerPoints, pedagogy, activates learning. And it's open to all of you. So what she has done is created this wonderful framework for these community projects. And the one that we're working on now, and is her brainchild, is Alta Sea with the Port of Los Angeles. We're working on something called Help Kits for Kids. And all of the community projects that we do in the EIS program are aligned with the NAA Grand Challenges and UN Sustainability Goals. So Alta Sea has two parts for our students. Part number one is a big overview of what we want our students to learn several important things about the blue economy. The blue economy is safe and clean while using them to generate electricity, energy, and food products. So some of the questions, bigger macro questions that our students address in this report are going to be, what is kelp? Why is it important? Where is it found? What are the uses? Heck, they can even write some recipes for it. What is the blue economy? Why does it matter? Where does kelp fit into this? So our students, the Viterbi students, are going to be answering these giant questions. And as part of this report, they're going to create something called a kelp kit for kids. And they're actually going to be, after they create this project, they're going to share them with eighth grade classes throughout the LAUSD so that the eighth graders can be excited about STEM, excited about kelp. And the kelp kit is a written description of the kelp kit, visual written directions, and an analysis of the costs. So the students need to come up, our students need to come up with this that eighth grade students can actually use. They could take the kelp kit in their own classroom, for example, in eighth grade, grow the kelp there. Then they can transplant that kelp at Alta C. And that way, they are learning about the blue economy, sustainability, and they're learning about engineering in the process. And our students are making a tangible difference, not only in the eighth grade student's life, but they're going to be giving all of these materials to Alta C and making presentations to Alta C. Alta C can take some of the lessons that our students learned with the kids students and share them with their associates. What's in the posters look like that we've created. And one of the more interesting things that anyone has done is create a game called Sea Guardian Ocean Rescue as part of this kelp kit. And that person is sitting right here, Elisabeth Arnold Weiss's student, Dan Montoli, who is majoring in computer science and game development. I turn it over to you.
Alrighty, thank you, Professor Ballon. Something I wanted to focus on with this project was creating something that was not only accessible, but something that was easy to understand for these kids, that taught them something, but was also fun. A lot of times with educational games, they do a great job at the teaching part, but sometimes maybe not on the fun part. So with this project, I focused on creating this as a web-based game. So all I need to do is send a link to the professors, and then they can send the link out to their kids, and they can open and play the game themselves. This is aimed at a 4 to 5 minute game completion time. And all you need are the arrow keys or your WASD controls to play the game. We focus a lot on tutorialization, making sure that kids can understand this game. And during our visit to Mr. Banks' 8th grade classroom at the Accelerated School, we found that these kids picked up the game great. They understood the game. They understood that kelp is something that reduces toxins in the ocean. The whole entire gameplay loop of the game is you go out, you play as a marine animal, you go and you collect kelp, and then you bring it back to the kelp shops, and through this, oh, yes, sorry about that. And then through this kelp shop, you can plant more kelp, and then by planting more kelp, you reduce the toxins in the ocean, you go back into the ocean, it looks different every time. And as you keep planting and planting more kelp, there's less and less toxins. And then as you create an abundance of kelp, there's now the ability to create things with the kelp. You can create kelp medicine, which increases your player's health. You can unlock kelp cosmetics, which changes the way you look and the way that your player can maneuver within the game. So things like that, I find are really rewarding for these kids and give them something that they like to play, and also give them something that they can, this memory that they can go home with. So thank you.